Are you looking for a light neutral that's warm like a beige without the yellow undertones, yet it's got a little bit of a gray in it without the blue undertones or green undertones? Then perhaps you might want to start exploring the world of greige paint colors. But what's a greige paint color? It's a mix of a beige and a little bit of a gray, but there's hundreds of them. And for those of you that have been following me for a while, no, it's just not so simple about picking one paint color, or you go online and you just find the most popular paint colors. That doesn't mean anything. It's about your fixed elements. It's about your lighting, your interior decor, and so on and so forth. So today's paint color review is called Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. It's a beautiful greige. It's a relatively new paint color that came out in the Sherwin Williams Emerald Designer Edition. It's a complex greige. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the undertones of this beautiful greige paint color, and then I'm going to compare it with some other paint colors to help give you an idea of what this paint color really looks like. And then towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you two warm off-whites that pair beautifully with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. Now watch what happens when I compare this with Sherwin Williams Stardew, which is considered a blue. Watch this. When you compare Stardew with Oat Milk, this is where you're going to see the gray undertones of Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. Now watch what happens when I compare this with Sherwin Williams Aged White, which is considered a cream. Watch this. When you compare Sherwin Williams Aged White with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk, you're going to notice that beige in Sherwin Williams Oat Milk, but if you look carefully, there's actually a green undertone in Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. So now you know that Sherwin Williams Oat Milk is a complex greige, which means it has a mix of a beige, a little bit of a gray, and just a touch of a green. That's what makes it a complex greige. Your lighting and your fixed elements are going to play a key role on how this paint color could look like in your home. Next, I'm going to compare Oat Milk with some other similar paint colors to help give you a different perspective about what makes this paint color so unique. Now watch what happens when I compare Benjamin Moore Ballet White, which is considered a greige. Watch this. When you compare Ballet White with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk, this is where you're going to notice how Ballet White is creamy. It looks almost like a beige in comparison to Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. Notice how Oat Milk, it looks more gray and it has just a touch of a green. Now watch what happens when I compare it with Benjamin Moore Soft Chamois, which is considered a greige. It's actually a complex greige, just like Oat Milk. Watch this. When you compare Soft Chamois with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk, you're going to notice a couple of things. Soft Chamois is lighter than Oat Milk. You're also going to notice how Soft Chamois is clean in comparison to Oat Milk, as Oat Milk is muted. And then the third thing you're going to notice is how Soft Chamois has just a touch of a green, but notice how Oat Milk, that green is more pronounced than Soft Chamois. Now watch what happens when I compare this with Benjamin Moore French Canvas, which is considered a complex greige. It's really similar to Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. Watch this. When you compare French Canvas with Oat Milk, you're going to notice how French Canvas is lighter than Oat Milk, and you're going to notice how French Canvas, it reads a little bit more beige, and notice how Oat Milk, it leans more on the gray side, but you can definitely see how both French Canvas and Oat Milk have that slight green undertone. So now you know that Sherwin Williams Oat Milk is a complex greige, which again, it means it's a mix of a beige, a little bit of a gray, and just a touch of a green. It has a tendency to lean a little bit more on the gray side, but it can be clean or muted. It depends. And this is why I always say, get a paint sample, compare it with your fixed elements, the different types of colors you have in your home, and please don't forget about lighting, because this is going to play a key role on how this paint color could look like in your home, especially for those of you that don't have a lot of natural lighting. Don't be surprised if it leans a little bit more on the gray side, and sometimes it can look dingy. For those of you that just want to get it right the first time and you don't want to make a costly mistake, highly recommend you go to my website. I can help you with both interior or exterior paint colors. You're going to get a chance to speak to me live video call, and I'm going to explain to you what will work and what will not work. And all the recommended paint colors will pair and contrast beautifully with what you have in your home. And then you're also going to receive a detailed color kit that's going to explain to you everything that you need to know, and you're going to have a confidence knowing that every recommended paint color will work in your home. I would love to help you. Next, I'm going to share with you 2 warm off-white trim paint colors that pair really well with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. For those of you that have warm fixed elements such as hardwood flooring that leans on the brown side, you might want to try out these 2 beautiful warm off-white trim paint colors. The first one is called Benjamin Moore Steam. Benjamin Moore Steam, when you compare this with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk, pairs really well together. You're going to notice how Benjamin Moore Steam is like a light warm off-white. It's a little bit creamy, but it's light and bright. It's not muted. Or you might want to try out something else that's just a little bit lighter, a little bit cleaner, called Benjamin Moore Simply White. Benjamin Moore Simply White pairs fantastic with Sherwin Williams Oat Milk. So, for those of you that found this video helpful, please put a like, let me know. I want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.